This is Randy Bell with the Courier podcast, the place to come for the latest Clinton news. It used to be you'd seldom see a tractor-trailer rig on the Natchez Trace. Nowadays, it's happening more often. And the district ranger for the section of the Parkway, which runs through Clinton, believes the navigation systems truckers are using may be responsible for the increase.
They are mostly not using commercial GPSs.
That's Stephen Dollinger.
They're now using their Google Maps or Apple Map on their phone.
And those systems don't remind truckers that commercial vehicles are prohibited on the trace and that violators are subject to a significant fine.
It is definitely not one that I'd want. I believe it is $330.
But some truckers, either uninformed or willing to take a chance, still travel the trace. And it's an issue along the entire length of the Parkway, but especially in the Clinton and Ridgeland areas, where some tractor-trailer drivers use it as a shortcut between I-20 West and I-55 North. Even if their navigation system routes them onto the trace, there are signs posted warning that commercial vehicles aren't allowed. But when he pulls a trucker over, Dollinger says he hears different excuses.
Most of the time I didn't see the sign, or I saw the sign and I did it anyway.
But he hasn't seen a lot of violators who don't learn their lesson.
We actually did about 2 years worth of gathering data, putting in the truck license plate, the drivers, the DOT numbers. We spent about 2 years trying to gather all that to see how many repeat customers we were having. And after doing all that, we found that we averaged about 1% or less are repeat customers.
When truckers are stopped on the trace, they get a ticket and are instructed to exit the Parkway.
We usually tell them once we give them a ticket that they need to get off on the next state highway. We don't want to send them down the small county roads because that might end up causing more of an issue.
He says one reason for keeping commercial vehicles off the trace is so that visitors can enjoy the scenery without a big truck in the way.
It is a tourist route.
And as such, it's not well suited for 18-wheeler traffic.
Our lanes are narrower than most standard lanes. You know, instead of being 11 feet wide, ours are usually just right around 10 foot wide.
Plus, there are a few places for the trucks to pull off the Parkway if they have a problem. With the posted speed limit of 50 miles an hour, the trace is not a place for a trucker who's in a hurry. But according to Dollinger, most of the big rigs he spots on the Parkway aren't going too fast, leading to a different kind of problem.
I've gotten a few of them that are been over the 50, but most of them are usually traveling actually slower. Cause traffic to kind of back up.
And that can lead to frustration for other drivers who aren't able to pass the truck. With a limited number of rangers patrolling the trace, it may be difficult to determine exactly how widespread truck traffic has become. Some new and more advanced traffic counters have been installed to analyze the types of vehicles using the Parkway.
We're going to see what we have over the next few months to see what true numbers we have of commercial vehicles. If we see a time where there's more commercial vehicles, then we'll adjust shifts and stuff like that to have people out there during those times.
But some commercial drivers are able to escape a ticket even when a ranger finds them on the Parkway because it's not practical or safe to pull them over.
Quite honestly, we're not going to go weaving in and out of 10 or so vehicles to try to catch up to the semi. We're not going to create more of a reckless situation than what the 18-wheeler is doing by driving down the road.
The Rangers appreciate calls from the motoring public about trucks on the trace. Dollinger recalls a recent tip he received.
I was down below I-20 a while ago, and someone called, and I was getting ready to start heading back up towards Clinton. Instead, I sat there and I waited for the 18-wheeler to show up, and then I was able to deal with him, give him his ticket, and send him on his way at that point. So, yeah, we definitely welcome the calls about it. If we have someone in the area or someone that can get to the area, we'll definitely go there and deal with it.
To report emergencies or illegal activity on the Parkway, call 1-800-300-PARK. That's 1-800-300-7275. This is Randy Bell.